News Radio, Wham 1180 welcomes you to the Seniors Rock Show, presented by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. The Seniors Rock Show is a lively weekly discussion shining a bright light on aging with fun, entertaining, and important info for all adults. Join in with your comments or questions. Call 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, live from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Well, hi there and good morning. I am Joanna, and I am here with you today for the next hour. And I hope that you're with us, and that if you're a regular listener, you remembered we started 11, because I did have someone, my friend Nolene, yesterday said that she was a little concerned when she tuned in at noon and we were gone. So please spread the word. We do start at 11 every week now. So I'm here, as I said, and also with me is my co-host, estate planning attorney Mike Robinson. He is of the law office of Michael Robinson. And we've got a great hour ahead planned, and we're going to be going over some important things. And one of them is managing Medicare stress, and that's going to be with Lindsay Penrose. And I don't know if you've been through it before yet, but once Medicare open enrollment starts, you get barraged with information. It is a little stressful, so this is going to be good. And then we're going to talk about the first show in the new Broadway in Brighton series, and that's with OFC Creations Theater Center, and we'll find out what that's all about. Yep, Medicare open enrollment and the fall theater season are right around the corner, and we love keeping you informed and having fun. So does my co-host Mike Robinson. He's an expert in estate planning and wills, and he keeps us informed every time he's on. And I know he's going to be traveling in a few weeks. We'll talk about that later, but today I guess he's got some information, some advice for us on gift tax. Good to see you, Mike.
Hey, Joanna, and happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day.
Sure is.
But I tell you, I'm a little froggy here this morning. I don't know what's in the air, but allergies have been kicking up for me the last several days. So
perhaps you need an air duct cleaning.
There you go. There you go. Does Peter do outdoors? I don't know. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about this morning for a few minutes, I had actually a client ask me a question about this yesterday. And I know just from talking to a number of people, it's a confusing topic, and that's the gift tax. And as I'm sure most of our listeners are aware, there is a tax imposed on certain gifts. And there's something called an annual gift tax exclusion, which is how much can you give away to any individual in a given calendar year without being subject to gift tax. And that gets adjusted periodically for inflation. This year it's $18,000. So you could give away $18,000 to any individual, doesn't have to be related to you. And as long as you didn't give any more than $18,000 this year, there's no gift tax.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Does this have to be the gift of, does it have to be all in one, chunk? Or what if you've given money over the year and then all of a sudden you get to 18 and you're like, huh? I mean, or do you have to do it at once?
Nope, it's the aggregate of the amount that you gifted to that individual in a particular calendar year. So it could be 9 $2,000 gifts, a 10,000 and an 8,000, whatever. As long as you don't exceed 18,000, there is no gift tax. Okay. So a lot of people get concerned if they, for example, somebody needs to make a gift so a child or a grandchild can purchase an automobile. And so they'll say, well, my gosh, if I can't give away more than $18,000, I'm going to have to pay a tax. And by the way, the gift tax is not payable by the person receiving the gift. It's payable by the person making the gift. So that's one area of confusion. But for most people, the gift tax has really ceased to be very relevant. And Joanna, that's because in addition to that annual gift tax exclusion, each of us has a lifetime gift tax exclusion. And this year, that's $13.61 million. Oh. So you could give away almost everything this year and not have to pay any tax. Just to make you a little more comfortable there. The fact of the matter is, if you needed to give somebody, $20,000 or $30,000 or more, even if you wanted to help them buy a home or whatever, you're not going to have to pay a gift tax. Now, if you do give away more than $18,000 to an individual, you should be filing a gift tax return to report the fact that you exceeded the $18,000, and whatever that excess is, that's going to eat into your $13.61 million lifetime exclusion. So again, it's a reporting issue. It's an informational reporting, but nobody's going to have to pay any taxes on the gift. Having said that, however, that doesn't mean that there are zero tax consequences if you do make a large gift. And specifically, if you're giving away appreciated property, maybe stocks that you purchased some time ago and they've gained in value, real estate that's gained in value. And so the issue is, as I mentioned, the recipient of the gift is never going to be subject to the gift tax. However, if you gift them appreciated property, you could be causing them to have some unwanted capital gains tax issues if in the future they sell that property. And as we've talked about before, capital gain it's essentially, did you sell an item for less than you paid for it? Now, if you receive a gift, you didn't pay anything for it, so you get the cost basis of the person who gave you the gift. So if I, Joanna, purchased a stock for $100 and now it's worth $500 and I give you that stock, you have a $100 cost basis, same as I had when I had that stock. So if you sell that for $500, you've got a $400 gain you're going to have to pay tax on.
Wow.
So just something to
do that without a calculator?
Well, that's why I kept the numbers simple. Because otherwise I would need a calculator.
Thank you.
But so again, that doesn't mean you don't make the gift, but it's just something that you need to be considering. It's only an issue with appreciated property. If you give away cash, there's not an issue, but it's anything that's gained in value, something that you do want to be cognizant of. And then the other or another issue, if you're making gifts, is you also want to consider what impact might that have on your future eligibility for Medicaid if you're going to be looking for Medicaid to cover your long-term care expense. Because if we make a Medicaid application, we have to report any transactions, including gifts that we've made in the last 5 years. And if we have made a gift, it depends on the circumstances, but that can cause a delay in eligibility for Medicaid. And the length of the delay is simply related to how much did we give away. So the more we gave away, potentially the longer wait we're going to have before we secure that Medicaid eligibility. So again, the gift tax, it's not the recipient who pays the tax, it's the giver who pays the tax, but you're only going to pay a tax if you give away more than $18,000 plus $13.61 million. So probably for most of us, not a big concern.
Wow. Thank you for explaining that, Mike. That's really interesting stuff. And, I guess these are things we don't think about every day, but they're certainly important when you do have to think about them and when these situations arise. So thank you for that. And folks, you can call Mike Robinson at the law office of Michael Robinson if you have questions, or you can send him an email or contact him through our website, which is seniorsrockradio.com. So I wanted to say thanks for sharing info on the gift tax, Mike, also because, it's important, as I said. But I was thinking about something else. I'd like to say that having clean indoor air is a gift too. And if you've never had your home or business air ducts cleaned, give yourself and your loved ones that gift of clean air. And you said earlier, it's really, it's tough to breathe sometimes, but it really is a gift that keeps on giving when you think about it because of the health benefits of getting your air ducts cleaned on a regular basis. And it significantly reduces the allergens that are present in your house. And Mike, when you have your HVAC system circulating dirty air throughout your home, And that'll be happening when? In October. It's coming up soon. So allergens can be released into the air you breathe. That leads to allergy symptoms and respiratory issues. So um, also remember that not all air duct cleaning is the same. So call the best, the one that Seniors Rock Radio recommends, and that's Indoor Air Professionals. Peter Gordon will be there today. He works on Saturdays and he likes to talk to folks about their own situations, and he'll send you the Indoor Air Pros price list so you can even see the savings that he's going to offer you as a Seniors Rock listener. 20% off air duct cleaning if it's your first time, and savings on medical grade air purifiers too. So you'll be shutting up the house soon. Don't forget. Wouldn't it be nice to have clean air when you turn your furnace on? Don't wait. Call Peter today at Indoor Air Pros 585-427-8020. 585-427, you know it, 8020. Or you can visit indoorairpro.com. So I see Lindsay, and I am so excited to talk to her. So stay tuned. We'll be back with Lindsay Penrose from Benefit Reps of America, and she's going to help us to stay calm in the face of Medicare decisions next on Seniors Rock Radio.
Hi, this is Shayna Cesaro, owner of Effortlessly Healthy Meal Delivery Service. Let's talk about walking. It is so important to move during the day, and I understand that sometimes it's easy to sit around and relax, but we have to remember to get up and get those steps in. My grandma used to take her commercial break time to walk around her house and move her legs. The little movements throughout the day will add up to a lot of steps at the end of the day. So feel like getting fresh air, even better. Go outside, take a stroll around your neighborhood. You'll move your body, receive a boost of energy, and you may even bump into a friend along the way. So get up and walk.
This motivational minute is brought to you by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. Enjoy fresh, chef-prepared meals delivered to your door with weekly changing menus. Visit ehmeals.com and live effortlessly healthy.
Seniors Rock, and our first guest today is always a calming voice when it comes to Medicare advice, and man, that certainly seems to come at us a plenty these days. Lindsay Penrose is a certified Medicare specialist at Benefit Reps of America, who works with all major insurance companies in the Rochester area. And Lindsay assists her clients not only to set up their benefits, but also she keeps them up to date with changes in their plans. And the sheer number of plan choices and options can be unsettling. So Lindsay's here to help us stay chill with her topic for today, learning to overcome Medicare stress. Welcome back, Lindsay.
Hi, Mike, and hi, Joanna.
Hi, Lindsay. Great to see you and great to have you back because, it's true what Mike said. You are a calming force when it comes to this information. I know firsthand because I work with you on my Medicare information, and you've been so helpful. So thank you for that. And so let's go back to the main topic here. Medicare, again, can be very stressful. What are the benefits of going through someone like you, Lindsay, for help?
So, as a licensed Medicare broker, it is my job to help you decide on the best option for your Medicare. There is a timeline that needs to be followed with certain enrollment periods that allow you to enroll. By having someone like myself or another broker in our office to guide you, we can make sure you do everything properly in a timely manner.
Okay, so we're talking about options. Give us an idea, or folks that don't know, what are the options? What does someone have to choose from? What's out there when you start to become Medicare eligible and start looking at all these things? What is
So if we start with the basics, Medicare Part A and B are what make up original Medicare. And then beyond that, you really have two choices for when it comes to your coverage. There are Medicare Advantage plans, also known as Part C, or Medicare Supplement plans, also known as Medigap. Just knowing that these terms and this type of coverage exists can help you as you see a growing number of Medicare advertisements and hear people talking about it in your life.
Yeah, so Lindsay, how do you advise someone on what decision to make with all those different options?
That's a really good question. Everyone has their own unique situation for Medicare, so there's not one straight answer. But with the help of an insurance broker like myself, you can find which insurance company will have your medical providers and hospitals in network. Depending on the medical and financial situation, there are different plans to fit these. On top of all these options, there are also financial assistance programs that can be beneficial.
We have a caller here, Lindsay. If you don't mind, we are live and we have Ginny on the phone, and she has a question about Medicaid.
Medicaid, okay.
Is that for Lindsay, Ginny, or for Mike?
Hi, how you doing?
We're good. Is this a question for Lindsay about insurance, or is it for Mike?
It's about Medicaid.
Okay, what's your question?
I want to know, we're in our late 80s. I want to know if we pay for our funeral expenses now up front, probably $17,000, $18,000, will that affect Medicaid in any way?
So I can jump in on that one, Jenny. Good question. The answer is no. It's certainly not going to cause a problem. And actually, that's a good strategy for sheltering some money because you're going to have to pay that at any rate. So you might as well prepay it, and now your kids won't have to deal with that.
Okay, so it's not like giving it away to somebody and you got to account for it. It's okay.
Exactly, because it's not an uncompensated transfer. You're getting something of value in exchange for what you're paying, which is the prepaid funeral.
Yeah, right. Okay, I thank you very much. I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Jenny. Thanks for listening. Okay, Lindsay, back to you.
And so Lindsay, I've got a follow-up question for you. You talk about how you can help get someone set up with a proper plan for their circumstances, and then once you've done that, what other services do you offer?
Well, there will be times in the future when you can reevaluate certain coverages and change to new plans if necessary. The annual election period coming up soon runs from October 15th to December 7th, and it is a time period when you can change your Medicare Advantage plan and your prescription drug coverage. I'm always available to discuss options and change plans once a client is enrolled. And this is a good time to mention that there are no fees that clients pay for services for their Medicare at Benefit Reps of America.
Yeah, that's icing on the cake. Folks, don't be afraid. Here comes Halloween and here comes Medicaid or Medicare, and it does stress you out. So don't let it do that. Let Lindsay Penrose of Benefit Reps of America show you how to overcome Medicare stress. She's great at it. She'll be back on with us when we get closer again. I just wanted to say thank you, Lindsay, for joining us. Contact her at Benefit Reps of America. They're right in Rochester on West Ridge Road, right next to Red Lobster if you need a place to appoint there. And you can call, and the number's very easy to remember too. It's 585-663-6333, 663-6333. Thanks again, Lindsay.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We'll see you soon. And folks, stay tuned because we're going to be welcoming to Seniors Rock Radio a guest that is new to town, actually. It's Marsha Mitzman-Gavin, and she's a Tony Award-nominated actress. She's here to play Judy Garland in The Boy from Oz at OFC Creations Theater Center this September. This is going to be the opening show of OFC's Broadway and Brighton series. Stay tuned. It's really exciting, and you're listening to Seniors Rock Radio. Welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio. Our guest now is Marsha Mitzman-Gavin. She's a Tony Award-nominated actress, and she's here in Rochester for the first time to play Judy Garland in The Boy from Oz, and that's at OFC Creations Theater Center coming this September, which is in a few weeks, or in a week, actually. This will be the opening show of OFC's Broadway and Brighton series. It's a brand new series. I'm very excited about it. We're going to be telling you about it throughout the months to come. But let's get back to Marsha. She is a Tony Award nominated actress, as I said. Her performance, she got that for her performance as Mrs. Walker in the Broadway smash Tommy. And we've heard of that one. And she's also starred numerous roles on Broadway in film and television. And her voice, we might recognize that because she's done a lot of voiceover work. She's been in animation, countless commercials and promotions. And I'm going to stop telling about her and talk to her right now. Welcome to Seniors Rock Radio and to Rochester. Marcia Mitz-McGavin, hi.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? So nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you. And we're really excited about this series, Marcia, and you're the first one on. So I want to share with folks what it's about. We're going to ask Mike to do a real quick recap, and then we have some questions for you.
Great.
Yeah, thanks, Marcia, for joining us. So, The Boy from Oz, it tells the dazzling, funny, heartbreaking, true story of singer-songwriter Peter Allen. And from humble beginnings growing up singing in country pubs throughout the Australian outback, Peter's career took off without warning after being discovered and taken under the mentorship of the one and only Judy Garland. And as her opening act, Peter relocated to New York City and quickly was introduced to Judy's daughter and future wife, Liza Minnelli. And I guess my first question, Marcia, is what excites you most about playing Judy Garland in The Boy from Oz?
Well, I mean, she was such an icon and such a legendary talent, and I'm a huge fan of all those old MGM movie musicals that she starred in. And this, as you said, it's a really fun, engaging show where I get to sing some terrific music that feels like a tribute to that era. But it's also a challenge to figure out how to play Judy Garland without doing an impersonation of her. And, you know, challenges are always exciting, but they're a little scary.
Sure. And I know the
Garland.
show reunites you and Blake McIver Ewing, who plays Peter Allen, after what I think a 30-year absence. Tell us about your history with Blake and working together again.
Yes, Blake McIver Ewing played my son in Ragtime at the Shubert Theater in Los Angeles almost 28 years ago. I think he was 12 at the time. He was a really talented kid and always super professional. I think he's 39 now. He wouldn't mind my telling his age because he's still so young. He's so interesting and self-possessed and intelligent, and I think he's going to be fabulous in the show, and we are so excited about sharing a stage again. It's going to be a blast for us.
And we're excited about seeing you on stage. And I'll just mention real quick, I was looking at some of your credits here, and I see you've worked with Dustin Hoffman, Susan Sarandon, Tom Hanks, some names that are very famous, and it's going to be thrilling to see you here. And I'm happy that you're in Rochester. And I have to ask you, though, with all these different things you've done, film, screen, voiceovers, do you have a favorite?
Yes, I love it all, but stage is absolutely my favorite. No contest. It's live, it's unpredictable, it's immediate, and you have this unique partnership with not only your actors, but with the audience, and that's different every night because their energy affects what happens on stage, and it will never be the same. It's a different show every night, and that makes it exciting for us and for the audience because anything can happen and often does.
I never thought of it that way. That's really cool. And, to think of that every night's different for you, I think that's cool too, because I often wondered, do the actors, get tired of doing the same show over and over? But that sends another light on it. So thank you. And since it's going to be your first time in Rochester, right?
Yes.
What drew you here to OFC Creations in this role? I know Eric Von Johnson is directing. He's fabulous. And I'm wondering how you got connected.
You know, my agent reached out to me because Eric had called him with interest on it, and my agent had another client who played Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Show. I think it was last year, Garrett Clayton, and Garrett said he had a great time working there, spoke so highly of everybody. I did a little research on the theater, and I was really impressed with their schedule of shows. I thought it was a really interesting business model that Eric had put together. It combined three of my passions, which are education, and training young people in the performing arts. It was a successful professional regional theater, and coffee and food with the Old Farm Cafe. And I thought that's a really smart way to make this a thriving business and integrate itself into a community, make it a really strong, healthy part of the city.
It sure is. Thank you for recognizing that. It's a wonderful spot there. And folks, it's down on Winton Road, near Fox's, if you know where that is, but it's a wonderful complex. And as she said, you can go down there to the Old Farm Cafe for a drink, for coffee or some snacks, but they do some integrated um, rental opportunities too, I believe. So if you want to have like a princess lunch, for your granddaughter or your kids, they do that kind of thing too. So that's really cool. But thank you, Marcia, for bringing that up. And I'll tell folks, if you just tuned in, Marcia Mitz-McGavin is starring as Judy Garland in OFC's Creations, The Boy from Oz. And that will be running September 12th through the 29th. Put that on your calendar, September 12th through the 29th. The opening show is their opening show in the Broadway Brighton series. You're going to be hearing a lot more about that through the next months. And this is going to be upstate New York's regional premiere of that. So OFC Creations Theater, Center Main Stage. It is going to be, I guess the run is about 2 hours, and there is an intermission. And I will mention, Marcia, that it's appropriate for ages 13 and up. So folks, take note of that. But please get your tickets today or get a season subscription to the new Broadway and Brighton series at ofccreations.com. And Marcia, what are you looking forward to seeing in Rochester? I don't know how long you've been here. What have you been doing?
I actually haven't arrived yet. I'm coming this weekend, and I can't wait to discover all the things that I've been reading about, the cute little restaurants. I want to look at the canal. I'm going to have fun at my little Airbnb and just get to know the people. That's going to be my favorite part.
I think you're going to really enjoy it. Don't forget to come down to the lake and see the Great Lake here and enjoy that.
Absolutely.
The lakefront is beautiful. There's restaurants you can sit on the water, and you'll see a lot of red and blue around here because I guess it's bill season.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from New York, Westchester County, so I missed the change of seasons, and I'm so excited to be there in September.
Well, I saw a couple little yellow leaves yesterday, so you're in for a treat.
Oh, great.
Marcia, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. Marcia Mitz-McGavin. Don't miss that show, folks. It's at the OFC Creations. It's called A Boy from Oz. And we're going to be right back. Stay right there.
Hi, this is Shayna Cesaro, owner of Effortlessly Healthy Meal Delivery Service. Let's talk about eating healthy. Sadly, in America, when we talk about eating healthy, people think about dieting. Eating healthy is so much more than eating plain foods and plain salads. Eating healthy is enjoying all sorts of different meals that are portion controlled and made without excess oils, sugars, and butters. A great tip is to stay away from fast food that is heavily processed and no fried foods. Local meal delivery service Effortlessly Healthy can help you gain creativity with your meals, because who has the time or wants to do any of that cooking?
This motivational minute is brought to you by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. Enjoy fresh, chef-prepared meals delivered to your door with weekly changing menus. Visit ehmeals.com and live effortlessly healthy.
Welcome back to Seniors Rock. And Joanna, we did have a caller earlier asking for some clarification on the gift tax conversation that we had earlier. And she was wondering how many people that might apply to. So when I mentioned the annual gift tax exclusion of the $18,000, that applies to any number of people. So you could gift $18,000 to an unlimited number of people within a given calendar year, and that will all qualify for the annual exclusion. So it's $18,000 per person per year for an unlimited number of people. So I hope that answers the question. If it doesn't, reach back out to us at Seniors Rock, and we'll give you more clarification.
Sounds good. Thank you for calling, caller. I know that she wanted to take it off the air. So, folks, remember that we're live. If you do have a question, you can do that. You can just call, and Pam will take your question, and we can answer it. And all right, so it's Saturday, and it's early. We start at 11, as everyone knows now. I know what you guys are doing at 1 o'clock.
That's right. We're going to catch a little preseason action. It's the last preseason game for the Bills, and The ones are not going apparently today, or at least not the ones we're used to seeing. So there might be a few projected starters that see some action, but proving time for a number of people. There's probably, I don't know, half a dozen anyway players on the bubble in terms of making the 53-man roster. So one last chance to impress the coaches.
Yeah. Pam, are you going to be watching?
I am. I'll have to probably just, get some updates on my phone, though. I've got a family reunion this afternoon, so probably be kind of in and out. Hopefully they've got it on the TV at the house there. We'll see.
Oh, I have a feeling they might.
Yeah.
Well, boy, I bet there's a lot of reunions going on this weekend, and what a great weekend for it. And, as usual, Joanna, there's all kinds of things going on in the area. We got the Fairport Music Festival this weekend, the Summer Soul Music Festival at the Innovative Field going on. Something at the Rochester Museum and Science Center that sounds interesting. It's called the Flight Festival. And it's going to feature programming regarding airplanes, balloons, all kinds of stuff. And, of course, it's the New York State Fair going on. That just started, yesterday, I think, or Thursday?
That's so long. I keep saying every year it seems that things come up. But I remember as a kid being in the back of the station wagon, laying in the back, going to the fair with my friends with no seatbelts on, by the way. Anyway,
that's how we used to do it. That's how we used to do it.
And and yesterday I went to the senior, I forgot what it was called, Salute to Seniors down at Charlotte Beach. And that was real nice. Yeah. The Monroe County Office for the Aging put that on, and I went down there with my friend and we went on the carousel. It was really fun. And I don't think she'll I won't mention the name, but she's above 79. Okay. And, and her and I went on the carousel. I'm going to put some pictures online on our Facebook page on Seniors Rock Radio, and folks, you can check it out there. And Mike, what are you going to be doing besides watching the Bills game? I think you're going to be packing soon too.
Well, I've got some time. I'm not somebody who packs well ahead of time, so actually, I'm going to be listening to the game and just working to get ready to be going for a few weeks.
Yeah, and you don't have to pack a lot these days. There's a lot of hacks if you look online, just so you know, on how to fold your clothes so you can fit like a lot more in your bag.
There you go. I'm a light packer anyway, so that should be okay.
And I hope that folks will tell their friends that we start at 11. As I said, I heard a few people say this week that they were not aware, they were looking for the show. So we start at 11 every week. It's a great time to start. You got the rest of the afternoon to enjoy. You don't have to rush off to watch the Bills game, and that'll be something that we're going to be doing every week now. So I hope we didn't confuse people.
I don't think so. But it is good. It's good to get an early start. And folks, again, thanks for spending a little bit of your morning with us. I hope you enjoy the weekend, a great week ahead. And as always, be well and be kind.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Pam. And I hope you'll tune in again next week at 11. Tell your friends, please. We're all in this thing called aging together. We hope it'll make just a little more enjoyable and easier for you if you tune in. We've got valuable info and some fun, too. So this is a place you should remember. And also remember, please, Seniors Rock.